What's up, everybody? I am here. I'm Troy with Marks on Media, where if you haven't checked out my channel before, I cover gaming, I cover TV, I cover movies, I cover anime, all that good stuff. So I'm actually going to turn myself down, probably coming in a little hot. But I cover all that good stuff, and I am glad you are here with me today. I am doing a stream because I have sort of the day off. I am sick today, but I will say after the hurricanes hit over the weekend, I'm glad that there's not major damage. I got minor damage to like the fact that oh, hi, kitty. I got minor damage to the fact that I had, my microwave got fried. I was without power for about 48 hours. I was without internet, for, about 60 some hours, whatever, or 50 some hours. Um, yeah, it was a while, so it was, it was an interesting time, but everything is safe. No actual big damage. Luckily, I have one of those stupid over. This is going to be super fascinating for all of you, but I have one of those over the range, like over the big $200 freaking microwaves. I've had it since I moved in, and with the power surges, it freaking fried it. So every time I tried running the stupid thing, it would start smoking, and I'm like, okay. So I did the good old tech support thing of unplugging it and plugging it back in, and that didn't work. So luckily I found a lady who was selling like a pretty new one for cheap on Facebook, and I'm like, thank God. I went and I picked it up, and yeah, so that was my day yesterday, was doing all that and cleaning up my yard. And I'm getting if you can see the wall behind me, it kind of always is looked like this for a while, but I'm finally getting it cleaned up and ready to go. We're trying to move here soon, hopefully. But yeah, to all of you that have actually suffered like majorly from the storm, well, you're probably not watching now, but if you watch in the future, prayers are with you. And it really, like, I was gonna say it sucks, but that's understatement of the year, I'll say. So, but to all you out there, yeah, I'm praying for all you, and it's a bad time had by all. I will say that. So, sorry for all you out there if you're watching me click around. I'm getting some stuff going. There are certain things you can't see when I start a stream, so I'm just getting them going. Yeah, yeah. But to all of you, how did if were you affected? Were you affected by the storms? There's my boy Kitty. Hey, buddy. Off. May have to close the door if he doesn't stay out. Normally, I don't mind it, but when he's getting involved in streams, it's like get the hell out. But either way, were any of you involved in, or were you in the line of the storms? How badly did it hit you? Were you without power, internet, all that good stuff? Are you getting cleaned up? It sucks, man. Let's see. Like I said, it's kind of like, ugh. um that's the best I can say about it, which is, yeah, no kidding, it sucks, but wow. All right. Did all that, got it going. All right. We are live though on YouTube, Rumble, Locals, all that good stuff. Not live on X because for some reason that worked for a little while and then just broke. Like it no longer lets me go live on X unless I go live exclusively on X, which I'm not going to do that because not that many people watch. But yeah, what do you think of the shirt today, Ron Swanson? Give me all the bacon and eggs you have. And I forgot I had this hat. It's just a generic New York hat. I don't like New York, but I will say I liked New York City when I went in 2015. I went with my former co-host of the Main Event Marks podcast, the passed away Greg. We were best friends, and I went to New York City in 2015 for SummerSlam. That was a good time. I actually did a podcast on that. It's in video form on my YouTube, and I think it's on my Rumble here. You can go check that out. We actually talk about some of our experiences live there. We were there for a whole week. We got to see the very first ever NXT Takeover Brooklyn. That was fun. It was a great show. It was like the biggest SummerSlam they'd done up until that point. Speaking of which, I did a short on it, but they just announced SummerSlam 2025 is going to be 2 nights. My buddy Ramon, he's a mutual friend of me and Greg's. He actually called it earlier in the year. He sent me our conversation when it was announced. He's like, "Yeah, I called it. It's going to be 2 nights." I'm like, "Why? Why does SummerSlam have to be 2 nights? Like, it's such a chore to watch. Like, I guess if you got nothing better to do and you're just like looking for multi-night entertainment over an entire weekend, sure. Or if you're going on vacation like I did in New York in 2015. I was live at SummerSlam this past year in Cleveland, live last year in Detroit with Greg before he passed away. That was the last time I got to see him. But yeah, SummerSlam is a good time had by all. I will say that. Detroit sucked. Not that Cleveland's like great, but my family lives up in that area, so I got to go visit with family for a couple of days. See a friend that I've known since 6th grade. I was the new kid at the beginning of the year. He was a new kid, came in like halfway through the year, and we just bonded over our mutual love of wrestling and have known each other ever since. I was able to, because he lives up by where my family lives in that area. So I was able to go to his wedding and all that with my wife. And we had never been to a wrestling show together. I was like, this is a perfect time. He bought tickets. I bought my ticket off of him. And it was, yeah, it was fun. So, and he drove to the show in his fancy new Bronco. I felt like OJ Simpson. Not really. I'm not going to make that joke. Anyway, but yeah. Anyway, what has everybody been watching? Just want to cover that real quick before I get into the subjects at hand. We've got some sad stories to open up with, but what's everybody been watching? I wanted to catch up with on Agatha all along over the weekend, but obviously I could not because of my internet issues. And then last night with the microwave bull crap, like it's mounted on the wall, and it took a lot of work. I'll say, just me and my wife getting it up there, and it was a job. So I ended up not catching up on Penguin. So I have that to watch. I am caught up on Only Murders in the Building. I got caught up on that last week. New episode drops today, actually. I just thought about that. So I will probably watch that tonight. Only Murders has been cool. I have a few predictions so far. I'm not going to ruin anything for anybody who has not seen this season yet. That is a show I feel has been consistently good from season 1. I think it was my mom said she fell off after, like, she watched season 1, she ended up watching season 2 and then just fell off because she wasn't interested anymore. I'm like, what? I don't get it. Season 2 was really good. Season 3 was really good. This season now, I mean, it's goofy, but it's always kind of been goofy. So, and I don't think it's like overly goofy where it's like, ugh. Yeah, there's some cringe comedy because that's Steve Martin's bag. It's kind of always been his thing. But and Martin Short is fantastic. This is the closest to a serious role I've ever seen where he's not playing like, yeah, he's like an effeminate kind of, yet he's like straight but effeminate Broadway producer guy in the show, if nobody's seen it. But he plays it, he's goofy, but he plays it pretty straight, if you know what I mean. I'm not talking about sexuality, but compared to some of his other roles where he's just like the nerdy weirdo kind of guy. So, yeah, I don't know. Selena Gomez is fantastic in it. Everybody is fantastic. I love the guy who plays Howard, the little dude who always has cats, and this season he has a pig. You'll find out if you haven't watched yet. But and he has a dog. He got a new dog this season named Gravy. I love it. It's awesome. But either way, Gotta catch up on Penguin. I did a review on episode 1. That was great. I watched episodes 1 and 2 of Agatha All Along. It's not as bad as I thought it would be. It's watchable. It's not great. It's not like award winning. It's not anything you're gonna remember a month after you watch it. So it's not gonna make any impact whatsoever. Hi, other kitty, in my opinion, but it's okay. I tried to be fair in the review I gave that as well. I got called a hater because I went in like saying it looks like trash and I'm probably not gonna like it. But I opened my mind up and I watched it. And I'm like, it's okay. It's not terrible. It's not great. It's not terrible. I kind of break from, for as much as I get called a shill and a piggybacker and everything else. Oh, you're just doing a worse version of, you name it. Geeks. Hi, kitty. Geeks and gamers. Critical drinker. Nerdrotic. Heel versus babyface. Ryan Kinnell. Whatever. I get compared to all of them, and they are inspirations. Baby. Oh my gosh, she's latching on. She's my biggest cat. She's a 12-pounder. 12-pounder? Hi. Make your internet debut. Aw. She wants to give hugs. But anyway. Oh, you're caught up in my headphones. There you go. All right. But as much as I get compared to them and called a shill and a copycat and whatever, like I did break from all their opinions. Like they're just relentlessly trashing on it. I haven't seen any of their reviews yet, but just judging by the stuff they tweet and the stuff that they like the descriptions of their videos and their thumbnails and everything, I can tell that they absolutely hate it. Apparently, viewership is abysmal, worse than for the Acolyte. I'm still seeing. Are you guys seeing the Acolyte people still? The Acolyte people, they're out there just, oh my God, renew it. We're up to 81,000 signatures. Oh my God. Like, oh, a whole 81,000? That's it? Maybe that's why your insanely expensive show got canceled. And I saw this other person saying every single penny they spent on the show was totally worth it. I'm like, because you liked it? Who gives a crap if you liked it? It's not worth it to them. It might be to you. You should say was worth it to me because I enjoyed it. That you can't argue with that because that's your opinion of what you like. It's 1000% not worth it to Disney because Disney lost millions of dollars. They said the budget was ballooned up to $231 million, which will cover a ballooning budget from another movie, Snow White, and when we talk about Disney. But they pumped all that money into that. I did a short on it, and they didn't. The viewership was awful. The turnout the return on investment just was not there. They lost money on the show, therefore they canceled it. And they're acting like, well, that's just an excuse. That's all the excuse you need. If you're not pulling in viewers and you're not making money, then it's not a charity. They're not going to keep it going because diversity. All right? Like, my God, these people are so dense. But we've filibustered for almost 14 minutes now. So let's get into some of this. I did want to say I'm just gonna jump into this. I don't have a story for it, but I saw her name trending and I had a little heart attack because some big celebrities have been passing away recently. But happy 89th birthday to Julie Andrews. Some of you may remember her from the Sound of Music. I'm trying. Obviously, she was Mary Poppins. She was in the. I always get them. Princess Diaries. I was about to say Princess Bride. I always do that. Princess Diaries. She was in that. She was in a bunch of other things too, but those are like the three big ones that come to mind when I think of Julie Andrews. But elegant lady. Still, she looks good for 89. She's out there kicking. I don't know if she's acting anymore. I haven't seen her pop up in anything, so I haven't followed her closely. But I was not a musical person, still not. I don't really like musicals. It has to be really good or a subject matter that I really give a crap about for me to watch a musical. Um, but yeah, happy birthday, Julie Andrews, 89. Keep going, girl. But that is a positive celebrity story. A non-positive celebrity story. I don't have much to say about this one because I didn't watch. Um, I didn't watch stuff he was famous for, but I recognize he was a big time celebrity. John Amos, Good Times dad, dies at 84. This is from the Hollywood Reporter. He played Gordy the Weatherman on the Mary Tyler Moore Show, another show I didn't watch. I watched a little bit of Dick Van Dyke. I never did watch Mary Tyler Moore Show. And earned an Emmy nom for his turn as the older Kunta Kinte on Roots. You know, that's another. I know the movie is like so old at this point. They literally watch it on that 70s show. But that's another one. It's like I want to watch it. It's just I heard it's extremely long, and every time I hear that a movie is extremely long, I just put it off and put it off and put it off. So, uh, quit chewing on wires. No. Yeah, I'm yelling at a cat. Um, Either way, he was, let's see, I'll just go through the article a little bit. John Amos, the TV writer turned Emmy-nominated actor who starred as the stoic father on Good Times before he was fired from the landmark sitcom for objecting to stereotypes and admittedly letting his temper get the best of him, has died. Who writes this? Like, I'm not saying any of that is untrue. What I'm saying is that is the longest run-on opening sentence I've ever seen in my life. I have a background in news writing and news reporting. My bosses would have filleted me for a sentence like this. Like, what is that? Feather it in. Like, feather that info into the into the story. That that's that's what you open with. Good lord, these people, and then they're like, "Oh, we shouldn't get replaced by AI." Yeah, you should. Either way, he was 84. My God. So your next sentence is 3 letters, awesome, or 3 words. I mean, that's awesome. Amos died August 21st. Really? And in Los Angeles of natural causes. His son Casey Amos announced. What? Yeah, this is October 1st. So nobody reported on this for a month and a couple weeks. That's weird. But anyway, he died August 21st in Los Angeles of natural causes. His son, Casey Amos, announced, quote, "It is with heartfelt sadness that I share with you that my father has transitioned." You probably could have picked a better word than that, especially in 2024. That doesn't mean what you think it means, buddy. He was a man with the kindest heart and a heart of gold. The kindest heart and a heart of gold. That's kind of the same. Okay, so a poet, this guy is not. And he was loved the world over. Many fans consider him their TV father. He lived a good life. His legacy will live on in his outstanding works in television and film as an actor. Amos, who played football at Colorado State University and had training camp tryouts with the Denver Broncos and Kansas City Chiefs of the American Football League, saw his showbiz career take off after he landed a gig to play WJN TV weatherman Gordy Howard on the Mary Tyler Moore Show, etc., etc. So yeah, R.I.P. Oh, he was. I forgot he was the. I did watch some of the. I watched Coming to America. He was the owner of McDowell's. Yeah, which is the McDonald's ripoff. That was the whole joke. Um, yeah, that's about it, I think. Because like I said, anything else? Chris Christopherson passed away. He's country music and movies. I don't really have much to say about that. R.I.P. Chris Christopherson and John Amos. So yeah, we're getting the sad stuff out of the way right away. Give me 1 second while I hydrate here. Like I said, I'm not feeling good today. All right. Uh, my cat's head was sticky, and I don't really want to investigate why. It's a little weird. I was petting her head, and I'm like, why is my hand now sticky? But let's get into another celeb that has passed away. This one hit me pretty hard. Oop, my bad. Wrong button. Wrong button. Turn my camera off. All right. We're super professional around here, folks. It's just me, obviously. Me in a room. This one sucked. Never shy on stage, always shy off it. What Dame Maggie Smith was really like. This was from the BBC. I figured it was fitting because she was a dame. She was British, obviously. She was a national treasure with multiple awards under her belt, but somewhat surprisingly, Dame Maggie Smith never loved the limelight. Quote, I'm never shy on stage, always shy off of it, is how she once described herself to the critic Nancy Banks Smith. She never watched herself in Downton Abbey. She famously didn't even turn up to accept her first Oscar. And in a rare interview with British Film Institute in 2017, she lamented no longer being able to walk down the street without being stopped by admiring fans. Although she had been an acclaimed stage actress since the 1960s and had a varied and successful career on the big screen, she insisted she had led, quote, a perfectly normal life under the role in or under until her role in Downton Abbey. Yeah, so she passed away. Getting to the bit of this, I never watched Downton Abbey. Didn't interest me. Didn't care. She goes on about that. That's the biggest thing of the interview. She was obviously Professor McGonagall in Harry Potter. I grew up on the books and the movies, so I was nine or 10 when the first movie came out, and we were there opening weekend. My whole family was there to see Harry Potter and the Sorcerer's Stone, or for any of you in England, Harry Potter and the Philosopher's Stone. I'm sure you. I heard quite a few of them complain when it was changed in the movie to be the Sorcerer's Stone to appease like Americans, I guess. But regardless, I grew up on that. She was perfect in that role. But what I actually grew up on her as to begin with was the Wendy lady. She was Wendy Darling in Hook. Came out in 1992, I believe. I grew up just replaying the crap out of that movie, and she wasn't like a huge role. She was a huge character, but she wasn't like a didn't have a huge role, like a lot of screen time in that movie. But that's what I knew her as. That's why when I saw her as Professor McGonagall, I'm like, it's Wendy from Hook. And yeah, she was 89 when she passed away, same age as Julie Andrews is today. And she passed away, and it sucks. She had a lot of memorable roles. Downton Abbey, like I said, I don't watch it, but obviously it's very famous. She's known for that. I remember her, like I said, Wendy Darling from Hook, the Wendy lady. We foster cats, and my mother-in-law adopted one. We had a Hook group. There was like 4 different cats. We had 2 girls, 2 boys. We had Peter Pan and Captain Hook for the boys, and then the girls were Tinkerbell and Wendy. And my mother-in-law adopted Wendy, and I always when I see the cat at my mother-in-law's house, I always say, "Oh, it's the Wendy lady." I'm like, "Give us a squench," like from the movie. If anybody, I'm sorry, Hook holds a special place in my heart. So when I saw Maggie Smith passed away, besides, like I said, I love Professor McGonagall. I love the Harry Potter films. She was awesome in those, but she'll always be Wendy to me. So that hurt when I saw she passed away, but lived a good life. 89, and she seemed to be very active until her passing. So good for her. Last thing I got here, I don't. Again, this is another one I don't have a lot to say about, but I didn't want to just skip over him. I felt it was a little disrespectful. And this, they're literally citing the only thing I know him from. Gosh, I'm not gonna. Holy cow. Okay, sorry. Full page adverts. I'm trying to get rid of them to save your eyes, and they're stupid. AP is begging for donations. You could bite an ass with that one. All right, here we go. Ba-ba-da-ba-ba. John Ashton, Beverly Hills Cop actor, dies at 76. Yeah, when I first saw him, I was like, because I saw the news story about it, I was like, "Oh, from Beverly Hills Cop." Yeah, so, I'm glad I'm not the only one. But John Ashton, the, veteran character actor who, memorably played the gruff but lovable police detective John Taggart in the Beverly Hills Cop films, has died. He was 76. By the way, I have not seen Axel F yet. I heard it was really good, but I haven't got around to watching it yet. I forgot it came out. Is he in it? Can somebody tell me? Does Ashton pop up in it? I know a few of the other actors did. The guy from the Santa Claus, I saw he was in it. So, um, let's see. Ashton died Thursday, this past Thursday, in Fort Collins, Colorado. His family announced in a statement released by Ashton's manager, Alan Summers, on Sunday. No cause of death was immediately available. In a career that spanned more than 50 years, Ashton was a regular face across TV series and films, including Midnight Run, Little Big League, and Gone Baby Gone. But in Beverly Hills Cop films, Ashton played an essential part of an indelible trio, though Eddie Murphy's Axel Foley, or a Detroit detective following a case in Los Angeles, was the lead. The two detectives, Billy Rosewood, Judge Reinhold, and Ashton's Taggart, were Axel's sometimes reluctant, sometimes eager collaborators. Okay, yeah, so that they were the duo there. Sorry, it's been a while since I've seen the films, and like I said, I haven't watched Axel F yet. So, R.I.P. to all these celebrities. Kind of sucks, but yeah, sucks, man. Lots of bad news there, but let's get into some more lighthearted stuff. That's more. It's not bad news for like nobody passed away, but it's bad news for one particular company. Let's hit this one first. Get into the entertainment news here outside of deaths from that park place. Sorry, it's not letting me close these bottom of the screen ads, but there you go. You get the idea. The budget for Disney's live action Snow White, starring Rachel Zegler, reportedly exploded to over $500 million. Yoicks. The budget for the Walt Disney Company's live action Snow White film, starring Rachel Zegler and Gal Gadot, is rumored to have exploded to over $500 million. They're never. It's the Tiger King meme of I am never going to financially recover from this. That is exactly this. There's no possible way on earth, and if you say I'm wrong, you're coping so effing hard. Like, there is literally 0% chance that they're even going to break even on this. No chance at all. But from there, WDW Pro shared two of the major problems that Disney is attempting to fix. First, he noted that, quote, the dwarves have been roundly mocked, and they have been mocked at the level that the original Sonic the Hedgehog model in that film. Of course, Sega and Paramount went back to work and redid the entire model, redid the entire film to make the character look like it does in the video games. Yeah, and that actually, I think, saved the movie because it bought them a lot of goodwill. It took more time. They had to delay the film. I guarantee it cost them a lot more money. But they recouped it. And guess what? It got 2 sequels and a spin-off television show out of it. People even if you're not like, oh man, Sonic's such a great film. I thought it was okay. I haven't seen the sequels or the Knuckles show yet, but it was good. It was entertaining. It was a fun time. I got to turn my brain off. I'm like, oh, a Sonic movie. Okay, it's kind of like the Super Mario Brothers movie. It was fun, and it didn't look like trash. There were no politics in it, that kind of stuff. But either way, getting back to this though. With this one, they're not going to have that much time to do everything that's needed or that needs to be done, and they have 7 models that need to be adjusted. Yeah, and the other thing is apparently they're going to try to adjust the color palette, the atmospherics of the movie to make it brighter and more lighthearted and make it more child friendly. It was deemed a little too dark, he added. Yeah. I mean, the original film is kind of like the cartoon is kind of dark. Um, oh, there she is by the wishing well. Well, she's not gonna be singing about her, true love's kiss and all that. All the like, if anybody who actually enjoyed Snow White, like my wife, loves Snow White, loves it. That's one of that is her favorite princess, her favorite Disney princess film. Anybody who enjoyed that and the songs in it and whatever, you're not getting that. Um, I guess they're going to do Whistle While You Work. While, by the way, she's not working at all. She's making the 7 CGI dwarves work for her. She's literally handing them everything. It's like, you're going to do all this. Meanwhile, I'm going to spin around and sing. Girl boss. But yeah, so I don't know what they're doing there. It's not even that. I mean, yeah, she's Hispanic, and which makes the whole thing just dumb because it doesn't make any sense with the character itself. You have to cast a character named Snow White based on that name, and the description given for her in literally every adaptation. But they're like, no, we're gonna cast a Latina actress. She's gonna be Colombian. Um, and then besides just her being Colombian, you find the worst one because first of all, she doesn't look anything like I would picture Snow White to look like, and I'm not even talking about skin color, just like no. And then on top, she's supposed to have like a little like childlike qualities to her. There's nothing childlike and innocent looking about Rachel Zegler. And then on top of that, you find the most insufferable twat you can possibly find, and you cast her. Yuck. But WDW Pro then declared the big story about all of this is that Disney apparently is trying to get this movie ready to go on the cheap. Well, a little late for that. And the reason that it might be done on the cheap is because they've already done 3 reshoots. 0 excuses for that, by the way. None. We know that this film had a budget that was somewhere around $300 million. They have overshot that significantly, according to my source, and this film is now headed towards for The Force Awakens and The Rise of Palpatine. That's what I'm going to call it, kind of budget. We're nearing the $500 million mark, according to the source he shared. I believe it. My wife hates the dress, and I get it. It doesn't like she wants it to look exactly like the cartoon. And it doesn't. So I get why she doesn't like it. I don't hate the dress. It's okay, but I don't know. She's awful. But this rumor has some significant validity to it, given Caroline Reed at Forbes reported that Disney's production company in the United Kingdom working on Snow White has already spent $209.3 million over 3 years as of July 2022. And they've spent a lot more since then. It has been over 2 years since that report, and we know of at least one confirmed reshoot from Gal Gadot. She posted a photo of an actor's chair on her Instagram stories in June 2024, writing, "Feels good to be back." Ew. Man. Not only did the film undergo at least one confirmed reshoot, but as WDW Pro noted, the film appeared to radically change how it was going to depict the 7 dwarves. Based on set photos leaked by the Daily Mail, it appears the company was completely doing away with them. However, following significant pushback, Disney released a photo depicting the dwarves as CGI creations. You see there the 7 homeless DEI hires, and then the 7 CGI abominations. This movie's going to suck. Major nards. Hi, puppy. Hey, you guys want to see a good puppy? Well, no, she's walking away. Hey. All right, well, I guess you're not going to see her right now. But anyway, back to this. Dude, I don't even know what to say at this point. Just burn it with fire. The whole thing. It's you can't even write this thing off as like a tax loss, whatever, like a tax write off. You can't do that with all the they've already been advertising it a little bit. They got teaser trailers out there and all that good stuff. So you can't just like call it a wash. $500 million freaking dollars. Ugh. And you're just they're probably going to spend more. They got to spend more on advertising. They got to give a chunk of that to theaters when they go in. I will say Disney supposedly has something worked out with production companies, or not. I'm sorry, with theaters, where they don't give the theaters quite as big of a chunk as they would. They're like another production company would give. So because theaters do to survive, they get a chunk of the box office. Well, Disney gets to keep more of that supposedly. So, but still, you're giving some of that box office away to theaters. You're giving, you're spending more money on advertising. This thing is going to be. It might be the biggest flop of all time. I'm not even like being hyperbolic. It could be like everybody talks about like Waterworld and whatever, how big of a flop that was. And it was, but holy cow. How? How do you spend this much money on something and that is going to be colossal failure? I mean, at the time they might not have thought that it was going to flop quite so hard, but give me a break. Come on, man. Um we got some other Disney stuff going on. I'm going to try to share this out on X real quick. Have any of you checked out my latest video on the Ghost of Yotei? I'll talk about it here in a bit, but after this, go check that out. I'm talking about it's the sequel to Ghost of Tsushima. If anybody like that, so you can check that out here soon. Basically after the stream, go check it out. Let's get into. I want to finish up on Disney here real quick. Disney World continues to quietly raise the cost of visiting the parks using Lightning Lane. Here we go. Disney World is raising prices for theme park tickets in 2025, but hidden upcharges after you move past the turnstiles are turning the Magic Kingdom into an already more expensive experience for families. Good. Going to... And I know I bag on Disney all the time, but I have fun at Disney World. I hate giving them my money, but I really want to go to Disney World here soon. It might be a while, just because of like budgetary reasons like this. Budgetary reasons, moving, and then we're looking to adopt a child here soon. So we would like to take our child that we adopt to Disney World. So we'll have to save up. It's going to be a little while. I'll just say that. But anyway, I wanted to go before Christmas this year because I wanted to see Disney World at Christmas time. But with us moving and everything, it's just not in the cards. We'd end up going into debt to go to freaking Disney World, and I'm not willing to do that. But going to the Walt Disney World Resort is going to cost you at least $10 more in 2025 for your base ticket. That's something we've known about for a while. What many families don't contemplate is that Disney has found increasingly genius ways to separate you from your hard-earned dollars once you're inside the parks. One of those methods, Lightning Lanes, just saw another increase in pricing that goes towards making a Disney World vacation significantly more expensive. Starting October 21st, 2024, Disney World is increasing the cost of Lightning Lane passes for their premium attractions. Yeah, for those rides, guests can pay a direct fee to Disney and receive the ability to largely skip the normal line. Unfortunately, that also means that these attractions aren't always accessible by normal guests unless they win a lottery virtual queue pass on their mobile app, which allows them to get a line skip for free. That's insane. Clearly, the idea for Disney is to limit the number of free skips that are allowed in a day so that guests will attempt to win the lottery, most will lose, and then they will feel as if they must purchase the pass in order for their family to get all the enjoyment they need out of the day. With with thousands of dollars already paid for a Disney vacation, families will often shrug their shoulders and say, "We're not coming back soon, so I guess we'll pay for the ride." The sentiment is a new one for guests of Disney parks, though, or which were renowned for their tremendous bang for buck going back decades. Yeah, the last time this is Tiana's Bayou boat ride or whatever the F. That looks like, I think his name is Miko from Pocahontas. Right there, the little raccoon. But anyway, that's just concept art. We don't have actual pictures from the actual ride yet. My God. Anyway, yeah. So last time I went to Disney World was my honeymoon in 2016. We went to Orlando and spent a lot of time in Disney World. Back then, you got 4 fast passes a day for free if you download the app. I didn't know that it was only 4 a day. I thought you got as many as you wanted. Whatever like I didn't read the fine print, but we used all 4 every day. There were some rides you couldn't, like the Frozen ride was brand new at the time. I'm telling you, it was like a 3-hour wait at least to get on that ride. I'm like, I'm not spending 3 hours to wait to get on a ride. It's just not happening. Hi, Kitty. She said, I'm not spending it either. There you go. But anyway. Sorry, my wife is texting me about my dog. But anyway. Ugh, my desk is so gross. It's not usually like this, but I've been sanding, as you can see, sanding all the patches I made on the wall. So getting back to this, though, that was back in 2016, and that was good. I was like, well, you still limit it. You don't do it for like big time queues and whatever. Well, actually, I take that back. You could use it on like new stuff, like the Elsa's boat ride or whatever they called it, the Frozen ride. But they limit that as well. They limit you personally to 4 a day, and then they limit each ride. People can only use so many on it in a day. So it was like a 2-week wait on fast passes. So people were like booking their fast pass on the Frozen ride way in advance of being at Disney World, which I think is kind of a crock, but where you shouldn't be allowed to do that. But that's neither here nor there. But now you have to pay extra for the fast pass. So not only are the tickets way more expensive, I realize this is 8 years later, but still, like I said, it was between going to Disney World for a nice little Christmas vacation and going into debt, or moving into a bigger, better house, and paying my bills. So I made the executive decision, the smart decision, to pay my freaking bills and not go into debt. So, and then on top of that, like I said, they charge you for the stupid fast pass. So, give me 2 seconds here. Sorry, guys. My wife is just like freaking out. Everything has to be like now. Anybody married might know what I'm talking about. My God. Anyway, getting back to this. I know this is thrilling. Just one thing after another with her the last couple days. Okay. So, yeah, Disney's just like any chance they can get to squeeze more money out of you, and they're giving you less for it. Hey, pay more money. We're giving you fewer perks. And once you get here, it's going to cost you even more. Because I was adding up the cost of the plane ticket, the cost of a hotel. Last time I rented a car because I wanted to drive around to Orlando and go to the beach and stuff like that. I wasn't factoring that in this time. And then the food, factoring in the food and whatever. If you drive, you could like pack a cooler and like eat out in the in the parking lot. If you have food out in the parking lot, you go pack a cooler with sandwiches or whatever, go eat out there. But then it's $20 a pop to park. They probably raised it since then, but it's like $20 a day to park. It's just like they're gouging you every which way from Sunday, and it's insane. I don't know who the hell. I have a coworker who just went with his whole family. They go every year. I'm like, how do you afford your wife, and multiple kids? Like he must make decent money at our company, and his wife must be working and make decent money, and they must like penny pinch all year for this one vacation. That's all I can think of. The only way we're going to be able to go on vacation soon is my mother-in-law's she has to go. Luckily it's I don't know if anybody saw what's going on in Tennessee. They're freaking flooded from the hurricane. But she has to go to Tennessee at the end of January. I'm hoping by then they're kind of they're able to clean up and get in a better spot. Just not for me, but whatever. If I don't get a Tennessee vacation, I don't care. But for them specifically, I feel bad for the people of Tennessee. But I hope they're able to get cleaned up by then and get in a better spot. But she has to go to Tennessee in January and wanted a ride and whatever, and she's renting a cabin, and she said me and my wife can go with. So that's the only way we're able to go on vacation right now, and we're doing stuff around the area, so where we live. So I don't know who the hell can afford a full-on family Disney vacation yearly. I can barely afford it once a decade. But here we go. Here's this. And speaking of which, Disney World discounts hotels in 2025 ahead of Universal Studios' Epic Universe opening. That's another big one. Universal is giving more bang for your buck. They are opening more stuff. It looks awesome. I've reported on it. It's opening. I think it's opening in the spring or something like that, or it's opening sometime next year. The Epic Universe. It looks fantastic. And yeah, Disney's got some cool stuff too. But and they're also adding on to Harry Potter World, the magical the Wizarding World of Harry Potter, whatever. They're adding like a third park to it I guess that is part of the Epic Universe, whatever. Anyway, Disney Parks and Experiences has announced significant discounts for their hotels in 2025, which could indicate soft expectations as they go head-to-head with a brand new Universal Epic Universe opening in the same year. Beyond what has been announced at the Disney Parks blog, it also appears that Disney World annual pass holders get up to a 35% discount on hotels on select dates. That is a deep discount, I will say. The official report says, starting today, you can plan your 2025 visit and save up to $200 per night with a 3-night, 2-day room and ticket package, or save up to 25% on room-only bookings at select Disney Resort hotels. Learn more at disneyworld.com/offers. Plus, the new year means more fun with the launch of a brand new water park perk for guests staying at the Disney Resorts Collection Hotel in 2025. Staying at the Disney Resort Hotel makes it convenient to maximize your memory-making time, blah, blah, blah. Yeah, so they want you to stay close to Disney World, which I get it. They don't want you going to Epic Universe, but Epic Universe looks better at this point, and I think it's cheaper. I want to say it's cheaper because at this point, it is so freaking expensive like I said, to go to I know I've hammered it home, but, like, who the hell can afford that? Uh, and if you have to choose between the 2, who's gonna give you the biggest bang for your buck? Who's gonna give you more, um, who's gonna give you more, quality? You know, it's not going to be, unfortunately, it's not going to be Disney. And especially when you're battling over who do I want to give my money to more. Disney's been pissing people off left and right for years at this point. And uh Epic or Universal Studios is like, "Hey, we're here." They've literally at the box office and now at the parks, they're reaping the rewards of Disney being a complete and colossal F up. And that's all 100% on Bob Chapek, uh, who used to be the president or CEO, whatever the F of Disney, Bob Iger currently, and everybody they have in a position of power at Disney, it's all their fault. They took way too long to do even minor course corrections. I did a story not too long ago about apparently Riley in Inside Out 2, which, by the way, I watched the first like third of. So far, it's good. It's finally streaming on Disney Plus. But anyway, uh, Riley was supposed to be like have gay tendencies towards like her female idol instead of them just her looking up to this girl, Val, and being like friendly with her and getting close with her in a friendly platonic way. They wanted to make her gay because the internet said so. Like, good God. And apparently Disney came in and was like, yeah, don't do that. Like, no, make it not gay, make them just friends, make Riley look up to Val. It's not a girlfriend situation. Not everything has to be rainbow. Like, you can just, make it a normal effing friendship without having to kiss each other. Like, I that all these people out here are freaking weirdos that everybody's got to kiss, everybody's got to be shipped. It's insane. Even if it's a straight couple, not everybody has to be in a relationship. Not every like a boy like two boys can be friends, two girls can be friends. They don't have to be gay together. That has messed up so many friendships, and it's a big reason why um you don't see a lot of healthy friendships nowadays, and nobody knows how to date, nobody knows how to talk to each other. The world is just such a twisted place, especially here in the West. But regardless of that, not trying to go on a tangent, but like they're just like a minor course correction. Hey, maybe don't make Riley gay. Hey, maybe don't shove agendas down, like any agenda down the throats of our customers, whatever. But they're still raising prices. They're still taking away quality. They're still adding more garbage and more hoops that you got to jump through at the parks to do anything, gouging you for more money. Like they're just milking their customers for every dime they have, and they don't care. And like they're gonna keep going down. I just reported in July, July 4th holiday the holiday weekend is usually that whole week is packed out at Disney, and they had the shortest freaking wait times in a long time. And they can't sit there and blame weather. Oh, it's too hot. It's always hot. And according to like if you compare it to weather from previous years, it wasn't that much hotter. Actually, it was about the same or slightly less hot than previous years. But they're always trying to cope and come up with other excuses as to why they're failing. Like, course correct, kiss the ass of your customers. Bottom line, kiss the ass of your customers. Universal is just staying quiet and being awesome, and they're like, "Hey, come watch, more Minions. Hey, we're coming out with a new Shrek. Hey, we're opening up a new park. Hey, not everybody's like super amped about the live action How to Train Your Dragon, but they're talking about it, and they're not being openly confrontational with people. Some people are a little upset that they're race swapping like the main, I think Astrid, the main female character. Whatever. It is what it is. I don't really care that much. But They're not being openly confrontational. They're not like getting political at all. They're not like shoving their nose into political issues like Disney did and really pissed off a huge swath of people, not just in Florida, but across the nation and the world. And yeah, like I said, they're reaping the benefits, and Disney is being punished for it. And I'm all here for it. Go down. Either you learn or you go down in flames, figuratively. One or the other. But I am going to pause real quick because unfortunately, like I've been hydrating. I really need to run to the restroom. I will be right back, everybody. It doesn't fill up the whole screen, but either way, you get the point. Be right back. Do 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 do. So I just saw this story pop up on Facebook. Speaking of deaths that I was talking about earlier, I don't know much about this guy other than what the story says, but Robert Watts, who was a producer of Star Wars and Indiana Jones, died at the age of 86. So, yeah, that blows. Just a lot of death right now, man. What's it like going into spooky season? Get a lot of death. That blows. Anyway, yeah, thoughts and prayers go out to families of all them. Thoughts and prayers do not go out to this person. Let's talk about this dingus. Ugh, yuck. That Park Place. Alyssa Mercante declares she will be pursuing legal remedies against YouTuber Smash JT after his lawyer rejected her demands. Oh, yeah, gotta. Now she's taken the haters to court. That that's nice. After she physically challenged people, said, "Fight me physically if you disagree with me." And then a couple of female YouTubers were like, "Okay." And she's like, "Not you." And she like it was like the Homer Simpson backing into the bushes meme. And now she's like literally going after Smash JT over some BS here. She said she declared she'd be pursuing legal remedies against YouTuber Smash JT after his lawyer Ron Coleman rejected her initial demands for an apology upon threat of a lawsuit. Yeah, get bent. Mercante, through her lawyer Lane Haygood, who seems like a gigantic creepazoid, sent a Smash JT, I think typo, sent Smash JT a cease and desist letter accusing him of defaming and harassing her because he did videos talking about her and how she's a nut. Yeah, yeah. Let's see. See here. Smash JT responds to Kotaku's senior editor Alyssa Mercante, which the fact that she's a senior editor proves that it's a garbage organization with no morals, no class, no like integrity whatsoever. But either way, sent him a cease and desist letter, and he said he will countersue for everything you're coming after me with. But in response to these accusations and a threat of a lawsuit, Smash JT hired Ron Coleman of the Dillon Law Group, who rejected Mercante's accusations and her demand for an apology. Coleman wrote a letter to Mercante. It's long. I'm not going to go through. It's a lot. It's what the hell? Nose ring. What the F? Nose ring mafia. I see. Okay. Coleman declared your demands in sum are rejected. There will be no apologies or retractions from Mr. Tarzia to your client. There will also be no further personal, ethical, or career advice, much less veiled references to our client's family, which are not well taken from your office to Mr. Tarzia. All further correspondence or communications concerning this matter are to be addressed to me, he concluded. Yeah, she just wants clout, so she's posting it all. In response to the letter, Mercante wrote on X, quote, I was hopeful that Jeff Tarzia would take my letter as an opportunity to be more mature. But in the absence of his good sense, I will be pursuing legal remedies and have given my team permission to pursue those. Yeah, nothing will happen. You have to prove damages and a bunch of other things in court, and it's not going to happen. In subsequent posts, she added, please do not direct anything hateful or harassing towards him and do not reach out to him in any capacity. Let's let the courts handle this. Thanks for the support, all. Nobody supports you. Mercante concluded, I can't speak to this any further at the moment. Okay, sure, clout goblin. And it cuts off there with the story. Something was shared by Master of TDS the other day. I think it was him, if I remember correctly. I don't know. It might be crap. It might be Yellow Flash or one of them. I follow a bunch of them on uh X, but she had said something about or somebody asked how she got the position she was in. It's like it could be a joke, but considering she got mad at other people for making the same joke, she said she sucked eggplant, I'll say. And like, okay. And she's always so open about being just a degen, and she's such a disgusting person. Like and now she's like, what legal remedies do you think you can pursue against Smash GT? Like, really, people, you are a public figure that makes a lot of public statements that people are more than willing, like, they have all the rights in the world to comment on. He's not threatening you, he's not costing you money. And if he is, you have to prove that in court. And if you can't, then there's nothing that can be done. And is he directly contacting you? You can even point to, oh, well, he made X amount of videos about me. So effing what? Again, you're a public figure. You've made yourself a public figure. You are a reporter for a public a public company, whatever. I'm brain fart. Can't think of the words. The migraine's getting to me. Either way, you write for Kotaku. You're an editor for Kotaku, for whatever that's worth. It's very public out there. And he has every right to comment on your stupidity. Everybody under the sun has. I don't know why you're singling him out if you think he's an easy target. But he's not lying down. Ron Coleman has been on. I don't know if he's actually going to talk about any of this publicly until it's wrapped up or whatever. But he's been on the quartering a few times talking to Jeremy about different things. He seems pretty knowledgeable. So we'll see how this one goes. I'll keep up on it. Like I said, I don't know a whole lot about like what specific claims. Like, I know she's saying harassment and whatever the F, but like, I don't know exactly what she's pointing to from Smash JT that supposedly she thinks she has legal avenues to pursue against him. She's always going against Grums on X too. Like they have a back and forth all the damn time. So we'll see. We shall see. I'll keep up on it. Let's look at this one. Just see what I thought it was interesting. Some people might give a crap. I don't watch VTubers, but I know people do. Twitch promises more transparency over bans after Fallen Shadow outcry assures there is no mod who hates VTubers. Twitch is a garbage organization, by the way. Another one just like Kotaku, but it's a garbage organization. It is a pipeline to OnlyFans for a lot of young people. That's why they have half-dressed women on there that are kind of somewhat playing video games or pretending to play video games while they're streaming some show with their jubblies out for these kids to see. And it's like, oh, don't click my link tree where you could see all my very over 18 links. Don't do that. Ooh, that would be just awful. Ooh. But anyway, in light of the controversy surrounding the dubious ban of VTuber Fallen Shadow, Twitch has sworn to be more transparent in communicating their reasons for temporarily removing any given streamer from the platform. Editors note this article cites multiple fan accounts for Fallen Shadow to discuss specific moments from the past streams. For clarity, the following link are links to Fallen Shadow's YouTube, Twitch, VOD channel, ASMR YouTube channel. Oh, that's always good quality. YouTube clip channel and Twitch account. Okay. So the kerfuffle surrounding Fallen Shadows began on September 13th when the VTuber, known as Shondo to her fans, held a drunk stream wherein she was drinking while hanging out with her followers. So was the actual person drinking, or were they making the VTube, like the avatar drink? I don't know how that goes. Anyway, I'll read more. The VOD is not present on Twitch or her YouTube VOD channel, and only a scant few clips of her being drunk can be found, so the exact events of the night are slightly obfuscated. The only confirmed fact is that, per her own admission, Shondo got too white girl wasted. What would be hilarious is if this was like a 50-year-old man who's like 350 pounds. It's a VTuber. The old like, oh, you don't want to meet people online because they're secretly like creepy old men. This might actually be a creepy old man, but I really don't know. I don't know. It's speculation, and I think it would be funny. I'm not saying it is. I don't know anything about this person. But shortly after the stream's airing, some fans became to claim that while live, God, the writing of this, the VTuber had begun discussing both her feelings of loneliness and wanting to not be around anymore. That's nice. Not really. And while this would turn out to be far from the case, the truth would not come out until well after the false narrative had directly affected her channel. It should be noted that Shondo had previously discussed having schizoaffective disorder. Okay. She had suffered from visual hallucinations and feelings of paranoia at a young age, but streaming had helped her emotionally and financially, being able to pay for rent for her family. Yeah, God. A day after Shondo's drinking stream, she learned from an automated X account, no less, that she had been banned from Twitch. Banned. See, no, you are banned email from either Twitch or my partner support, said the streamer in reaction to the news. Last time I got an email, why, before the ban went through at least, but nothing. Shondo had previously been banned in July on the day of her birthday stream and returned after a hiatus due to, in Twitch's words, certain sexual behaviors / words combined with your VTuber avatar, which appear to be depicting a minor. Oh my God. How can you tell? And I guarantee she's not the only, he, she, whatever, is not the only one. Shondo then proceeded to go straight to Twitch's jugular, writing on Twitter, "Hey, Twitch, at Twitch support, what the heck, man? Woke up to being banned, found out through a Twitter bot because I have received no email about it. Never mind why." It's a long thread. I'm not going to read. And I don't pay Elon Musk. Nothing against Elon, but I'm not going to pay him so I can write more words in a tweet. I don't have that much to say. Just 30 minutes after this post, Shondo finally received a reply from Twitch regarding her ban, but much to her dismay, there is no effing way, she stated. The streaming platform revealed that not only would the ban remain in place, but also that it had been issued because site administrators believe she was potentially considering self-harm. We've reviewed your content, video, and we're concerned about you. If you're currently struggling or feeling unsafe, please reach out for help. Talk to somebody you trust. Contact your doctor. Go to the hospital. Good God. That's quite the letter there, you see. Yeah, so for the purposes of this report, we contacted Fallen Shadow for both more information and a comment, to which she responded by sharing her further suspicions regarding the ban. Here's what she said. It's also worth noting, in my opinion, that the email I finally received lacks a lot of information and typical Twitch ban emails contain, as if it was rushed together and sent out quickly, wrote the VTuber. If you look up how they usually look, this is how mine looked the first time I was banned on my birthday too. The one I received on September 14th is incredibly barren. There's even video written where there's supposed to link the offending content, and there's no violated policies listed on that email either, she further exclaimed. I was so bewildered when I received it that I thought it was a fake email at first, since I'd tweeted about my ban and it had been many hours since it had gone through, but no, it was real. Oh my gosh. So, yeah, thousands of people were trying to talk you down from doing something stupid, to which she denied expressing anything. I'm not going to say it because I want to stay monetized, but rather deep gratitude for her support, or excuse me, for her fans' support in helping her get through her emotional lows. I don't know why you interpreted it that way, but I said the exact opposite of this. Streaming is the reason I am alive today, said Shondo. My community's love and support is the reason I wake up, and I feel like I have a reason to keep going. Streaming literally saved me. Last night wasn't a cry for help, but for help, it was my gratitude. I was drunk and a bit of a mess, but I thought that was pretty clear at the time, and it still is now. Okay, I spent enough time on that. That was a lot. I don't know anything about this person. I know Twitch is nuts. Like I said, it's a garbage organization. I don't give a crap about them. They suck. Whatever keeps you alive is great, but seriously, this is your whole thing, is like, what keeps me alive is streaming to people I don't know. I mean, whatever gives you the motivation, I guess, but maybe go to church or get a community of friends around, like in person, or something. Get out of the house. I mean, having hobbies is great, especially hobbies that it's more. Well, I guess it's a job. Job/hobby is the streaming. But I don't know. VTubing isn't exactly the end all be all. That shouldn't be the reason you wake up in the morning. But what I said was, whatever keeps you alive, I guess, keeps you going. But I hope they get help and they find more fulfillment in life other than just VTube streaming. But either way, F Twitch, man. Bottom line. Let's get to a rumor that's pretty hot. This kind of sucks if it's true, though. Rumor, Games Workshop and Amazon, quote, entirely content to let Henry Cavill's Warhammer 40K live-action project die. pieces of garbage. A new rumor claims that Games Workshop and Amazon are entirely content to let Henry Cavill's Warhammer 40K live-action TV or film project die. In Games Workshop's 2024 annual report, the company seemingly confirmed a rumor from YouTuber Arch, who claimed in June, quote, right now, the agreement in principle between Games Workshop and Amazon appears to be in effect. This means that a team at Amazon, a team of writers, is right now trying to write out a story that is going to be turned into a Warhammer 40K television show. They have, I believe, a few more months on this deadline for the project, and they have it hand they have to hand it. Sorry, I brain fart again. They have to hand it in, and then it either has to be greenlit or they have to have their writing date further postponed in the hopes that they can produce something better further down the line, or the entire project will be shelved. He added, those are the three opportunities. Either they'll have a project they'll go ahead with, they'll shelve the whole thing, or they will extend the deadline and try to get a decent product going. In other words, nothing is finalized yet. Absolutely nothing. There isn't even any money for the project allocated, as far as my insider can tell, on Amazon's behalf. No writing staff has been truly hired. No money has been truly allocated. No plans have been truly made. Good God. Why? They've been talking about this for a while. Henry Cavill was like really pushing for this, I guess, because he's a huge nerd. It's publicly known he's a huge nerd for Warhammer. They have a big base of people with money, because I thought about this before, like tabletop gaming. Tabletop gaming in general is not exactly a super like cheap hobby to get into, especially this with all these models and like the guides and everything else you need to get. And then there are like little movies and games and video games or whatever, and all that going into it. It's not a cheap hobby to get into Warhammer 40K. These people have dough to spend. They have time to put into it, like to watch something. And you're just gonna leave money on the table? Amazon is like the killer of franchises, man. Swear to God. They got what was the one I was thinking of? I still haven't watched season 2 yet of that doesn't matter. That stupid fantasy show. Wheel of Time. That was it. I still haven't watched season 2 of the Wheel of Time. That one could have been epic. Had a fan base that you could have built on, and they tanked it. That's not doing great. I mean, it's not like in the toilet, but it's not doing great. It looks generic, which is sad. It shouldn't be. And then you've got the Rings of Power, which should have been huge, and it's the most expensive TV show ever made. You tank that. That's been in the gutter since you launched it. They're talking about it's supposed to go for at least 5 years. Like, they signed that agreement. They are talking about canceling it after this season because it sucks so bad, and they can cope all they want, but they tanked it. This finally, they could have had something to latch onto, and they're tanking it. Good Omens is like the only thing they've got that's like a halfway popular IP, and it's because I know he's a hot topic right now because of allegations made against him, but because Neil Gaiman is very involved with Good Omens, so it's still good, and they got a great cast. But man, everything else just blows, and they could have had this. I really hope Games Workshop lets this thing die. They go somewhere else and they still keep Henry Cavill. Don't go to Netflix, for the love of God. I really don't know where they're going to go, because Disney owns, obviously, Disney Plus and Hulu. I would say either Peacock or which, for NBC Universal, it would be a good one, or they could go to Paramount Plus. I think would be a good couple good alternatives. But let's get back into this here real quick. In the company's annual reporter, it stated Games Workshop and Amazon are working together for a period of 12 months ending in December 2024 to agree to creative guidelines for the film and television series to be developed by Amazon. The agreement will only proceed if the creative guidelines are mutually agreed between Games Workshop and Amazon. We will update you accordingly. Yeah, that seems to be going so well. The report also detailed that if things do go well, Amazon has the rights to develop Warhammer Fantasy as well. It states, quote, under the terms of the agreement, Games Workshop is granted exclusive rights to Amazon in relation to films and television series set within the Warhammer 40,000 universe, together with an option for Amazon to license equivalent rights in the Warhammer Fantasy universe following the release of the initial Warhammer 40,000 production. Is that like the games, like the tabletop games? Is that what they're talking about? Like they license the merch for that. Now Arch provided an update where he shared, "quote It has been complete radio silence on the matter of the TV show ever since we had the last update the last time around. It appears as if both Amazon and Games Workshop are entirely content to just let the project die, honestly." He added, "Even with a 1 month extension into January, nothing seems to be produced. Still no money is allocated, still no accounts have been created, still no contracts have been signed, etc., etc." Poor Henry freaking Cavill, man. Arch did provide details on Henry Cavill's role with the project. It was previously announced back in December 2023 that Cavill would be championing a group of screenwriters to bring a Warhammer 40K production to live action, and he would be serving as executive producer. Games Workshop stated in a blog post, "All we can tell you right now is that an elite band of screenwriters, each with their own particular passion for Warhammer, is being assembled to help bring the setting and characters you love to the screen. The illustrious group will be championed by Henry Cavill, who stands ready to take his place as executive producer, bringing his pen, sword, and or spear to the project." As for when the final project might arrive, Games Workshop detailed, quote, "TV and film production is a mammoth undertaking. It's not unusual for projects to take 2 to 3 years from the point before something arrives on screen. Still, things are now properly rolling, and you can bet we'll bring you all the latest updates and cool snippets as soon as we're able." Um, Yeah, doesn't seem like it, man. Seems like you're just gonna let it die. You're gonna let Henry Cavill like slip through your fingers again. Like this guy just keeps getting kicked and kicked and kicked. I don't get it. Um, the Warhammer thing, I was excited for him because it's such a passion of his. He already got screwed over on The Witcher. He got screwed over on Superman. Um, that the whatever of Ungentlemanly Warfare, that didn't, that kinda bombed. That looked okay. I was like, "Eh." Um, Enola Holmes, I guess, did well. He wasn't, like, the star, but he was a star. He played Sherlock Holmes. Millie Bobby Brown was obviously the star. And now he's gonna be starring in, a Highlander remake, which I don't know how well that's gonna do. Highlander has fans, but I don't know if that's more of a niche audience, but hopefully not. Hopefully it does well. I wish the best for Henry Cavill. I hope this gets off the effing ground. Amazon just might kill it before it even reaches screens though, because can't have something good on Prime Video. Hell no. We gotta have garbage. Didn't Netflix was it Netflix that just had the freaking Laura Croft or the Tomb Raider series? Tomb Raider an anime, right? Legend of Laura Croft. Was this Amazon? What's it on? Oh no, it's on Netflix. Yeah, okay. Which actually comes out in 9 days on October 10th. I've been watching a little bit. Speaking of Netflix and anime, I've been watching a little bit of Terminator Zero. It's okay. I'm only in its defense. I'm only like 2 episodes in. It's really weird and convoluted, and I have some theories about it, but it's not bad. The art style is good. I always love anime art style, but this is really good. Um, I don't know. That Legend of Lara Croft looks not great. And apparently Prime Video is going to be doing some live action Lara Croft stuff. Supposedly that might be getting canned as well. F them. F Amazon, man. They're pumping all those millions into the frauds of Prime. Rings of power there, and they're losing millions, and I love it. Nobody's watching their garbage show. It's being tanked in the ratings. I'm actually curious. Uh, just for kicks and gigs here. Let me look at Wheel of Time. Wheel of Time. All together here. 70% popcorn meter. Okay. My thing with it is because I never read the books. I don't know. According to people who have read the books, they said it's nothing like the books and it sucks. But my whole thing with it was season 1 was okay. Season 2, I watched the first episode and I almost fell asleep. I was so damn bored. So I don't know. I'd like to hear you guys' opinions. Oh God! Altogether, the Rings of Power, 48% on the Rotten Tomatoes tomato meter. Let me share it for you guys to see here. Excuse me. There we go. 48% on the popcorn meter, 84% from critics. Wow. Season dose. Season 1. They're only showing the critic score for season 2. Let's see, let me click on season 2 specifically here. If there's 58%, so hey, a little bump. Yeah, 10% better. So it's better. Not great, but it's better, whatever. I for the record, I did hear it's better in season 2, but you can kind of only go up when that bar is like in the ground. You literally just have to step over it. So either way, F Amazon, F Prime Video. Poor Henry Cavill. I really hope they get this going though, because I just want to see it, and I hope Henry doesn't get screwed over again. This one is going to be annoying to gamers. I'm only going to go for another half hour, by the way. I'm not going to have like some gigantic mega stream. But here we go. Throne and Liberty. Don't care about that. PS5 home screen now replaces unique video game art with annoying ads you can't turn off. And here we go. Update. Sony reverts change after technical error. Let's see. Oh, so they already fixed it as of today. Sony has blamed recent changes made to the PS5 home screen on a technical error, which it now says has been resolved. IGN testing shows newsfeed items are no longer being forced upon PS5 users when selecting their games. Original game art is now showing in the home screen background instead, as before. In a tweet, Sony said, a tech error with the official news feature on the PS5 console has been resolved. There have been no changes to the way game news is displayed on PS5. So there you go. All right, so they fixed it. Apparently, you were getting some ads when you first turned on your PS5. They're gone now. So, hey, at least they listened, because I just did a story the other day about how it's a short that I did. If you're on my YouTube, if you're not on my YouTube, go check it out. But I just did a short the other day about that, how Microsoft is adding more ads to games on Xbox, and they don't give a crap. They just want to shove more down your throat. Eat it. Eat more ads. Suck on that, because they're shameless. I don't hate Microsoft. I don't, but The in-game ad thing is just insane. You can't escape ads anywhere on anything ever unless you pay a crap ton of money, and even then, they'll find a way to still feed you ads. That's why I never pay for the ad-free tier on anything unless they discount it and it's on sale for the same price as with ads, then I'll buy it. I never pay for ad-free tiers. I'll sit through the damn ad. I don't care. I've done it my whole life, so used to it. All right. Let's get before we jump into this next thing here, I did want to ask if you are on YouTube, please subscribe to the channel. That would help out a lot, and click the notification bell. If you're not on YouTube and you would like to follow me there, check out youtube.com/at Marks on Media. Very much appreciate your subscription on there. I'm going to be posting. Well, this goes for Rumble too. Here, if you want to follow me on Rumble, I would very much appreciate that. I would love some interaction on Rumble. Normally, I just get bots spamming my freaking comment section, which I cannot stand. I delete all of them. But if you want to follow me there, it's rumble.com/C/Marks on Media. I'm going to be posting a review of this anime film that I just watched. It came out in 2022. I just recently watched it, and I found it interesting, and I just wanted to talk about it. It's called Suzume. It was a really good anime film, and I'll go into more detail about why I'm talking about it in the video itself. But I also got I like doing the memes in certain video, like the video memes in videos and whatnot. I recently got told that it's a little bit too much. I had a couple people saying that it's like, maybe cool it with the memes a little bit. So I get that. So they said it's kind of jarring at times. So I'm kind of backing off on that. I'm trying to do more neutral content instead of just constantly complaining about the woke stuff in media, which I will still do. I'm not going to cool it on that completely, but I'm just going to tone it down a little bit so that when you go to my feed, it's not just all of that, because I was hammering that pretty hard there for a while. If I was going to talk about this earlier and I neglected it. If anybody's checked out my Ghost of Yotei video, which is that's a sequel to Ghost of Tsushima, which I really liked. I've gotten some decent feedback. They're like, nobody's. I will say some people are like completely just like head in the sand, argumentative. Like, absolutely nobody's calling this woke because it's got a female protagonist. Like, they are. I've seen this happen with not just Ghost of Yotei, but a lot of media. Like, as soon as they see, oh my god, it's got a female lead, then they're like, it's woke, bro, and they refuse to watch it, play it, whatever. We need to kind of chill on that. Just because a main character, now if they're race swapping or gender swapping, yeah, that's stupid. But not everything with a female lead is woke. Not everything with a non-white lead is woke. Not everything with an LGBT person in it is woke. But a lot of it is, and I get the point. I will say, I told my viewers in the comment section, I get it. Where, first of all, everybody's kind of very skeptical now because we've been fed so much garbage that I've talked about, and I'm about to talk about more of it. We've been fed so much garbage throughout the years, from games and films and TV, where we're just we're sensitive to it now. We just, if something even kind of hints of smelling like woke, we're done. We're like, nope, f you, we're not giving you our money. I get that. And the voice actress they hired, and who's doing the mocap and whatever, she is a nutso, side head shaved, they them weirdo radical. I get it. And people are like, well, that means that her politics are going to bleed into the game. And it could. I'm hoping not. I'm thinking not. Judging by the last game, if they keep that same similar tone, and they want to be respectful to the Japanese people, like Ghost of Tsushima, then they're gonna, be like, all right, cool, you're just voicing the character. That's it. Um, but I get why people are skeptical. It's very fair. But you also have to see what I'm saying, where I'm like, and I'm not telling people they're wrong for being a little sensitive to this stuff. I get it. I am to an extent too. Um, but don't dogpile something before there's solid evidence that it's woke. You can be like, hey, I'm keeping a close eye on you, and it might be, and I even said in the video, I'm like, F that actress. Like, she seems like a real piece of crap, and she clearly made up some stories on her ex uh her Twitter page. Um, and she said some nutso stuff on there, and she's very like anti-cop and pro T from the LGBT. She's pro T agenda, specifically black T, which is weird because she's Asian. So I don't know. But anyway, she's all about that life. So F her. Um, but the game itself, I'm taking a wait and see approach. I had a lot of views on it, and I appreciate it on my YouTube, not so much on Rumble. If you could go check it out on Rumble, that'd be nice. But um, anyway, I'm trying to be less divisive and less angry, but I will still call this crap out as I see it. I'll call balls and strikes. But yeah, youtube.com/ at Marks on Media, rumble.com/C/Marks on Media. If you want to follow me on Twitter or X, whatever you want to call it, Twix, it's I'm at Marks_on_media. Same on Instagram. It's Marks_on_media. Facebook.com. If you want to follow me on there, it's Facebook.com/Marks on Media Tube. It's the best I could do. Everything else was taken. They don't let you put underscores in your name, so it is what it is. But anyway, follow me on all of that and subscribe. I appreciate it. But let's get into Ubisoft and its Assassin's Creed Shadows. Here we go, baby. In more bad news for Ubisoft, company's sudden decision to end remote work options draws threat of employee strike from French labor union. Oh boy, more strikes, because that's not currently in the news or anything. As they say, when it rains, it pours. And for Ubisoft, their latest hurricane, bad choice of words, man, considering what just happened, has come down in the form of a French labor union general call to strike being made to all their employees located within the European Republic because they can't work from home. Said strike call was issued by La Syndicate des. I'm not even going to. I'm not going to attempt to read it in French. In English, it translates to the Syndicate of Video Game Workers and Laborers. Ooh, syndicate, huh? An independent video game industry union created to defend the moral and ethical interests of workers on September 26 in response to the decision by company management to, quote, impose a return to offices for 3 days per week for all employees, end quote. Before everybody was sent home due to the virus, this was not an unusual, crazy ask. But everybody got so pampered and used to staying home that they're like, oh my God, 3 days a week I got to come into the office? Madness. It's crazy. Grow up, man. But, quote, this announcement was made without a tangible justification for any consultation with the workers' representatives. Okay. After more than 5 years of working efficiently in the current remote work context, many of our colleagues have built or rebuilt their lives, family, housing, parenthood, etc., and simply cannot return to the previous working conditions. Yeah, it's impossible. Our employer knows this perfectly well. The consequence of its decision will be the loss of our colleagues' jobs, the disorganization of many game projects, and the drastic increase in psychosocial risks for those who remain. Okay, whatever. This decision is announced immediately after the failure of the profit sharing negotiations. The union continued exactly like previous salary negotiations. Management proposals were I think they mean unacceptable. Yeah, spelling. the nego- the negotiations timetable was appalling, and management was deaf to the proposals of the various employees' representatives. Who the hell wrote this, by the way? I'm assuming they're French and they're trying to write in English, but I don't know. To this end, STJV then declared to express our anger, we call all Ubisoft employees in France to first strike on October 15th, 16th, and 17th. The strike, the union explained, would seek Ubisoft's fulfillment of three specific employee demands: a formal agreement on remote work with due process of real negotiation between management and unions, an immediate increase in all salaries, of course, to compensate for the drop in our living standards in recent years. Sure, actual listening to employees' opinions by the implementation of a social dialogue worthy of the name. Okay. All right. I'm going to play a little bit of devil's advocate before I crap on these people. If they were told that they're always going to work remote, or that there would be no indicators that they would be being called back into the office on a consistent basis, if they've been working at home for, what they say, 3 to 5 years or something like that, people move. If they were being told or being under the impression that, hey, you get to work remotely forever, then yeah, people move. People plan their lives according to that. I don't have to be in this area for this office anymore. I get that. Or they have kids now, or whatever, that they just don't have childcare for, whatever. I get those issues. I really do. But if Ubisoft didn't tell them this is permanent, and if they said this is temporary, remember that you're going to be called in the office eventually, and then the shoe dropped and they didn't plan on that, it's kind of on them to an extent. But I'm not letting Ubisoft off the hook here. This is an F them all situation. Like, screw all these people. Like, the Ubisoft as a company sucks. And I don't know how they treat their employees, but they're talking about, oh, they've been working efficiently from home. I mean, I guess rumor has it that sales for that Star Wars Outlaws game are not doing well. They only sold like under 1 million copies, which for a game like that is not great. Assassin's Creed Shadows has just been getting dragged since its first trailer, and it's probably not going to do well. I don't know the last time they made like a game that people actually gave a damn about. And they've just been getting dragged for a long time. And it's like one thing after another with these people. But the one where they're like, we demand a raise, like, with what money? Like, I don't think they've been really making money off of their games, man. Like I said, this Assassin's Creed, they just delayed it. And like, that's going to fix all the issues. Okay. We'll see, I guess. It's a bold strategy, Cotton. People still aren't going to buy it. Nobody's going to like it. Nobody's going to care about it when it comes out in February, I think. February 2025 now. Cool. Star Wars Outlaws, like I said, I'm going to continue to crap on it because it was broken on day one. But, and this isn't an excuse, but like every game is damn near is broken on day one now, and they have to have a day one patch or a day two patch, which is pathetic. That shouldn't be the norm. And like, fix your damn game, hire beta testers. I don't know, but that should not be the norm. That's unacceptable, but it is the norm. Unfortunately, it's everybody now. But I don't know where they think they're going to get all this money to give them raises. Every time they have a display for that, or like a booth for Assassin's Creed anywhere, it's like deserted. They've become a laughing stock here in America. They've become a laughing stock in Japan, and Japan's legitimately angry and like investigating them over this freaking game. I don't know. It's not going well for Ubisoft, I'll say. But this is the finding out portion of the F around and find out. So good for them. It couldn't happen to a greater company. Another burn it to the ground, figuratively, situation. But I don't know. Things are gonna get worse before they get better. Screw Ubisoft. But let's get into something else here. I'm done with this guy. My God, are you gonna let me? Okay. I've been following the story tentatively because it just interests me. It's the another one I did a short on my YouTube. This is a follow-up. Nintendo and the Pokemon company's Palworld lawsuit is based on mechanic patents. So why aren't they going after Pocket Pair's previous title, Craftopia? I'm interested in this because I'm like, what the F? I mean, it does look like Pokemon with firearms, I'll say. But either way. Well, the Pokemon Company and Nintendo's recent announced lawsuit against Pocket Pair's Palworld amended their patents pinpointing Pocket Pair's Palworld, yet Craftopia utilized monster catching and riding before them. Yeah, that's what they speculated this was about, was the monster catching mechanics. I have never heard of Palworld before this, but tell me that doesn't look like a Pokemon. Is it Volpirion? I don't even remember. I can't remember the names. It's been forever since I got deep into Pokemon, but I mean, that looks exactly like a Pokemon. All these do. There have been so many where I'm like, dude, you just you changed a couple colors, maybe reshaped the eyes, and it's an effing Pokemon. Anyway, their lawsuit, though, previously, as I reported, didn't even specify what exactly they're claiming the patents are over, because they're claiming a copyright went against their patents or whatever, but they didn't say what. The speculation was this, and apparently it's correct. As previously reported, Nintendo and the Pokemon Company have sued Pocket Pair for patent infringement over Palworld. However, the Japanese titans are currently remaining tight-lipped regarding the lawsuit specifics, even with Pocket Pair themselves unaware of just which patents they are accused of infringing. Speaking to Yahoo Japan, get off my screen, as translated by Automaton, I've never used it, so I don't know what the hell it is. Must be a translation thing, whatever, AI. Japanese patent attorney Kiyoshi Kurihara speculated, quote, if there is a common point, it is the mechanic whereby you throw a ball-like object at monsters to capture them. My God, why? Yeah. If there is any patent infringement to speak of, I think this would be this. Yeah, maybe. To this end, it appears there are 4 divisional patents, essentially a patent for the specific elements to make up a previously patent concept or item, all of which were filed in Japan between February and July of this year and could be used by Nintendo and TPC for their lawsuit. And it goes through the different ones. Yeah, that's the Pokemon catching mechanics right there. Notably, the dates of the patents and divisional patents is where things get interesting. Wait a minute. So they didn't have a patent on this until this last year? Hold the phone. Pokemon has been around since I was young, like 8 or 9. It was like 98, 99, somewhere. I think it was 98 when it first popped up. Could have been earlier than that. I don't know when the manga started. Notably, the dates of the patents, blah, 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 per Kurihara, even if they filed well after the original, divisional patents can be enforced via the date of the patent or the parent patent's approval. In this case, patent whatever was filed on July 30th of this year, with Nintendo and TPCs requesting an accelerated examination on August 6th before it was ultimately approved on August 22nd. Likewise, the other 3 patents were filed on February 6th, February 26th, and March 5th, respectively, with registration approval subsequently being given on June 17th, May 30th, and July 26th. Given the Palworld launched, albeit in early access, on January 19th, well before all the divisional patents were filed, one would assume they would be in the clear. Maybe. I don't know how that works because, however, their parent patent was officially registered all the way back in December 22nd, 2021. All of them can cite that day as their original filing date. Yeah, so there you go. This is confusing. I don't know how this stuff works in Japan because I know it's different across the board, depending on where you're, what country you're in. Because I had a friend that was born in Mexico, that was telling me about kind of the weird trademark laws in Mexico, and that it's like it's different across the board, which is why if you ever watch like Lucha Libre wrestling, they use like trademarked music here in the States and worldwide because Mexico doesn't recognize a lot of that. So they're like, well, I mean, you can come down here to Mexico and sue us in Mexico and go through our court system, or you could just let us use it. So I don't know how it is in Japan, but here in America, like, I mean, there's still the intellectual property thing where it's like it's been on TV, it's been in manga, it's been in video games, it's been in movies. So it's out there, even though they didn't file for the trademark. It will, like, Pokemon can be like, well, we did it first. So, I mean, we have evidence that it's ours and they ripped it off. So I don't know. Like I said, I've never heard of Palworld until this thing popped up, but it just looks like a Pokemon, like a straight up Pokemon ripoff with firearms. It's crazy. Uh, but you guys will have to tell me what you think about all of it. If you know more about it than I do, I really would love people to educate me on it because it's a wild, weird ride that I want more information on. I don't know why I love this story so much. A few more stories here. I'm going to try to shotgun through. Boop a doo 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 doo. I already did that one. All right. You guys will have to tell me about this. All of you Helldivers players. I want some info here. Helldivers 2 introduces the Democracy Space Station. Are you ready to change the course of the Galactic War? Arrowhead has thrown a new challenge into the Galactic War of Helldivers 2. There's a new major order that tasks players with securing a location for the construction of the Democracy Space Station, DSS. There you go. Looks pretty cool. According to Super Earth, this latest development is described as a strategic leap forward, positioning the DSS as a critical asset in the ongoing battle for galactic liberation. I will say I hate live action games, but the concept of this seems so cool. Whereas just ongoing, it's like an ongoing war that never ends, and you can just go in whenever you want, and it's like you're deploying, but from the comfort of your own home. So I love the concept. I'll say that. But the DSS has been heralded as a pivotal tool in reshaping the galactic map, with Arrowhead's announcement emphasizing its significance. The DSS will be a powerful strategic tool for reshaping the galactic map, democratically directed by the Helldivers themselves. This orbital station, described as a campy in-game news segment, in-game news segment, promises to alter the course of the war. It is offering a new dimension to both the narrative and gameplay. So, pretty cool stuff. Let me know what you think down in the comments section about it. I'm not going to play that because I will probably get copyright struck. But yeah, the Helldivers 2 community, known for its sharp insight and speculation, is already buzzing about the potential impact of the DSS. Some believe the station could be the first step towards a long-rumored clan base. This was hinted at in previous updates. The new element introduces a fresh strategic layer to the game, allowing players to actively participate in the construction and defense of a major galactic stronghold. And then talks about the uncertainty. You can go check it out. It's this whole article, if you're interested, is on Bounding into Comics. They have an article on it. Yeah, so let me know down in the comments section, what you think. Are you excited? Do you care? I'm interested to hear from you all. I got a few more stories to pound through here. I'm gonna try to get through these as quickly as possible. I don't know. I've got like 4 more stories. I don't know if I'm gonna get through them all, but we shall try. I will go to this one. Bah. Okay. Just a news update for all you out there. If you got Nintendo Switch, online has new free Zelda downloads. There you go. Nintendo Switch Online subscribers across Switch, Switch Lite, and Switch OLED had a handful of new free Legend of Zelda downloads to celebrate the release of The Legend of Zelda Echoes of Wisdom. The 2 primary reasons Nintendo Switch users subscribe to Nintendo Switch Online is the access to retro Nintendo games and full access to online gaming. There is more to Nintendo Switch Online than just this, though. While the subscriber service is not as robust as some of its competitors like PlayStation Plus, it is more than just an old game and online multiplayer subscription service. Hopefully this isn't playing. Okay, it's silent. Yeah, and it goes through blah, 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 blah. The first wave is set to be available on September 25th and October 2nd. So, tomorrow is the last day they're talking about it. The second wave between October 2nd and October 9th, and the third wave between October 9th and October 16th, and the fourth and final wave between October 16th and October 23rd. As always, each will cost 5 to 10 platinum points, with the price varying depending on whether it is in the background or not. If the former, it is the cheaper 5 platinum points. If not the former, it will cost 10 platinum points. So, let's see. What is it? Nintendo is planning 4 waves of profile icons based around the game. Yeah, so profile icons, that's it. That's what you get. Wave 1, Wave 2, Wave 3, Wave 4. If you give a damn about that, if you're excited about that, there you go. Got through that one fairly quickly. Buh. But for Zelda fans, I'm sure, little amped. All right, let's get to this one. Nintendo Switch 2 update reveals fans will need to wait longer for next Nintendo console. I'm fine with it. Everybody keeps crying about it. I'm like, why? I'm tired of these new systems being pumped out, man. Like, I'm still using PS4 and Xbox One. I have not upgraded. Nintendo Switch is the newest console that I have. So, but a new Nintendo Switch update from a well-known industry insider has revealed that Nintendo fans looking forward to the next Nintendo console are going to need to wait a little longer to see it. While Nintendo has confirmed its next console is on the horizon, it hasn't said when it will reveal said console, nor when it will release it. We don't even have a name for the console. The Nintendo Switch 2 moniker is purely the product of Nintendo suggesting and teasing the console is a Nintendo Switch successor, something rumors and leaks have also all but confirmed. The expectations based on weeks, if not months, of rumors is that Nintendo fans will soon have official information on the console because the reveal is supposedly imminent. According to the aforementioned source, though, not that imminent. The latest Nintendo Switch 2 rumor comes the way of an ex-user that goes by the name Ryan from the Bronx, a well-known leader that used to go by Midori. The leaker is predominantly known for Sega leaks. However, they also occasionally have information about other parts of the industry. This time, this includes information about the Nintendo Switch 2. According to the leaker, the Nintendo Switch 2 will not only be rearing its head anytime this anytime this week, but not anytime next week either. Some Nintendo fans were hoping the console would be revealed at or around Tokyo Game Show, but it sounds like this is nothing more than wishful thinking. Quote, please note that there will be no mention of the Nintendo Switch successor during any of the presentations throughout this week and the coming week, specifically, claims the leaker. Take that with a grain of salt. While the source in question is reliable, it doesn't change the fact that ultimately Nintendo is the only one who knows when the Switch 2 will be revealed. They've been batting down rumors about the Switch 2 for a long ass time. I remember since last summer, they've been batting down these rumors from all their to the point of where going into every single Nintendo Direct, they're like, we're not talking about the Switch successor. We're not doing it. Don't expect it. It's not happening. Like, they're just prefacing their Nintendo Directs with it now. And so far, I haven't seen this. This seems to be accurate. They're not revealing it at Tokyo Game Show. Whatever. Like I said, I'm not crying about it. I'm good with it. But I seem to be the only one. I think that's where we'll wrap for the day. We've been going for 2 hours. I've got 2 more stories, but I might make standalone videos out of them. I appreciate you all being here with me today. If you have not subscribed yet on YouTube, please do. If you are not on YouTube, it's youtube.com/ at Marks on Media. Rumble is rumble.com/ C/ Marks on Media. If you want to join my locals too, I forgot locals. I am live on there. What the hell? Sorry, I just opened a tab by accident. Locals.com/ Marks on Media / feed. If you join on there, I will start putting, or if you join as a member on YouTube, I'll start putting like actual like paid content on there. And I'll take suggestions for whatever you guys want. If you want like long form reviews of certain things, or watch-alongs, more content on a certain subject. Even, I still cover wrestling from time to time. Anything. I'll go through my wrestling figure collection. I'm going to start posting some more shorts about that here soon. Going back to Troy's Toy Box that I did years ago. I'll do any of that. I'll do Q&As. I'll interviews, whatever you guys want. If you join locals, or if you join as a member on YouTube, I'll totally hook you up with some paid content. And like I said, I'll take suggestions. X/Twitter or Instagram, it's at Marks _on _media. So check me out on there. Or if you want to follow me on Facebook, facebook.com / Marks on Media Tube. But I appreciate all of you being here. I hope you subscribe. I hope you follow. Converse with me down in the comment section or on social media. My DMs are open. I appreciate it. And we will see you next time. Again, thank you for joining me. This has been Troy for Marks on Media. See you next time.